Hello everyone, it's Annabella here. This is the last of my pre-recorded readings while I'm still on vacation, but I'll be back next week. For today's reading, we'll be diving into Rosé and Bruno Mars. It feels like my recent readings have been a lot about Rosé and Jalousie, but that's okay. These were free readings I chose based on what I was interested in at the time. Since I'm out of the country, I wanted to keep things light. This particular reading was a request in the comments, and it also ties back to Rosé's previous career reading, where I mentioned her positive relationship with Bruno Mars. So let's take a closer look and see if there's anything more we can uncover about their connection. The first card in their connection is the star. To me, the star represents hope, optimism, and the potential for growth within a partnership. It's a card that leans toward looking forward to a hopeful future filled with positivity and possibility. Since they're both literal stars, celebrities, I feel like this card aligns beautifully with their connection, highlighting the energy and potential they have together. That say, while this is a good card for their dynamic, it doesn't necessarily suggest anything romantic yet. It's more about the positive energy and possibilities that exist between them. Next, we have the Tower. Now, this is actually quite interesting because in the major arcana, the Tower and the Star are sequentials cards. The Tower comes first, then the Star. But here, we have them in reverse order. Because of this, I don't feel like the Tower necessarily represents destruction or chaos in this context. Instead, it feels more like an explosion, something dramatic and impactful. Their connection seems to have caused a major spark, and we've all seen it happen with their song going viral. That explosive success strengthened their partnership and connection. So, in this case, I wouldn't interpret the tower as a negative card at all. It's more like a really dynamic, game changing energy for the two of them. That being said, I still feel like this connection leans more toward a professional bond. Maybe it's professional with a hint of friendship or even a mentor mentee dynamic, with Bruno taking on the mentor role. But overall, this card symbolized the impactful, explosive nature of their connection. Then we have the Devil. Once again, we see another sequential major arcana card, with everything is showing up in reverse order, which really shifts the energy of the reading. Normally, the devil can represent chains, toxicity, obsession, or negative patterns. And yes, we could argue that the entertainment industry has its fair share of those. However, in terms of this specific connection, I don't think it's as bad as it seems at first glance. Instead, I feel like this card reflects the idea of tapping into the power of their connection to break free from limitations or anything that might have held them back from achieving even more success. So, while the devil often carries a heavy connotation, in this reading it feels more like a transformative energy, one that speaks to overcoming challenges together and finding strength in their partnership. I also think this pattern of seemingly negative cards actually reflect how strong their connection is. It's like these cards are asking us to view their bond from a different, more positive angle. Next, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which really clarifies the nature of their connection as being purely professional. This card strongly points to opportunities, growth, and tangible success. I don't believe there's anything romantic between Rosé and Bruno Mars. Instead, their relationship seems to be built on working together harmoniously and excelling as partners. This card represents how their collaboration has opened doors for them, creating opportunities for more fame, recognition, and of course, financial success. It's a solid, grounded energy that highlights how their connection thrives in a professional setting. Lastly, we have the Four of Pentacles. As you can see, there are no emotion-focused cards in this spread. All of the cards here carry very strong earth energy, which represents groundedness, career, and the physical aspects of life, like material success and tangible accomplishment. The Four of Pentacles specifically reflects a desire to hold on tightly to what has been earned. In this case, it shows that both Rosé and Bruno Mars value their connection and the success they've achieved together. The imagery of the man holding his pentacles represents protecting and cherishing fame, accomplishments, and everything they've worked hard to build. Because of this, I feel like their connection will remain intact, just as I mentioned in Rosé's previous career reading. It's a professional mentor-mentee kind of relationship, or perhaps one that blends friendship and admiration, but it doesn't have any romantic undertones. That's it for this reading. As always, please remember that tarot readings are meant for entertainment purposes only, so take everything with a grain of salt. If you're interested in purchasing a reading, you can find my contact information in the description. My Etsy shop should be open again next week when I return from vacation, but feel free to email me in the meantime if you have questions or requests. Also, don't forget to leave your suggestions for future readings in the comments. While I prioritize purchase readings, I also enjoy exploring popular or intriguing requests that catch my interest, since this channel is all about sharing my passion for tarot readings. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again next time.